So far, we've been dilly-dallying a little bit. Let's have a look at a query that has some meat on it. Here's a query I really like. I really like it because it's just big enough to give you an idea of what expose starts to look like in real-world situations. It's still relatively simple though, right? You've got this join, and you've got this join that has this inner subselect. Let's have a look at what happens here. You've got this subquery here, but this subquery is not actually a typed thing when we join it up to the actual query, right? This thing right here, this is not a field selector. This thing over here technically could be anything, right? If we had a column called Timbuktu, we could have a column called Timbuktu in here, and it wouldn't know that this isn't a column that actually exists. This is not a row selector, like this thing here that actually has a list of columns that we know exists. Let's have a look at how this plays out in ExoQuery. Okay, let's start with our table defs. Here they are. Now, let's try to do our select. Let's start a capture.select, and let's have a look at this for reference for what our goal is. Let's do our from, and let's join up our basics table. Now, let's do the subquery. Subqueries in ExoQuery are very, very simple. All you do is you do a join with a capture.select immediately inside. Let's do that. And here's our join. What we do inside is just a capture.select. What are we doing inside of here? Well, we're doing our subselect and our group by. Let's do that. Let's start with our episodes. Let's add the where, and then let's add the group by. Okay, we've got our group by. Now, what are we projecting out of this? The season number and the max episode number, and basically that's it. Now, we could technically use a pair, e.season number to max of e.episode number, right? We could just do that, and that would be fine. However, let's make things a bit nicer, and let's create our own pair type for that. And then, once we've got that, we will use our own pair type. And then, once we've got that, let's actually do the join condition, right? We've got to do that. And again, everything will type correctly. Let's do this final where clause, as we see over here. And let's actually return the outputs, right? The outer projection. So it's going to be these things here, and it's only 3 of them. So again, we could just use a triple. Now, what's important to note is that over here, in our where clause, max episode number and season number, those are the only 2 things available, right? We can't do .timbuktu, right? That won't compile. This is what real row typing is. This is the kind of compile time guarantee that we expect from any kind of system like this. All right, let's actually compile this thing. Here's our query, right? Exactly the kind of SQL that we would expect, and all of the typing and compile time safety guarantees that we would expect. Welcome to ExoQuery. Until next time.